So now I'm passing the word to Ferdinand. Welcome. Hi. All right. I want to talk about data merging. Basically, what it means is combining data assets of companies and finding out if you can improve the targeting or find new clients and improve the price. I'm having an echo here, so I don't know.
How is this better? Okay. All right. So let me start. All right. Perfect. So Dataxia, basically, we are a data company that we enable firms to generate value from data. We aim to bridge the gap between many data experiments that are currently done, but very few large-scale implementations in the field. So we work on data strategy with our clients, then implementation and data engineering and data science, and then last but not least, reporting and BI services. I think our team is a collection of very experienced data practitioners from BNP Paribas, BCG, AXA, ING, so with a bit of financial services background. And you see here a list of projects that we've recently done. So anything from retail banking data lake to dynamic pricing for motor insurance. But let's dive into the topic now. Exactly. So what is data merging? Really what it is merging data sets between two different companies and then having a merged data set that gives you additional information about the client. So for instance, in insurance, they have, of course, client data when the people do the application for the insurance and they buy it. And then if there is a claim, they will have claims history and claims data. But between the initial purchase and then the claim, there's very little data. On the other hand, a bank might have also dynamic data, but then transactional data on each day, on your account, what you buy, and they have much more risk and product data. And it would be, of course, be interesting to find out for both the insurance and the bank, which banking clients are very good insurance clients, so that the insurance can offer better conditions, price better, and for the bank to have more attractive conditions for their clients. So the question is, okay, why is this becoming more popular, more prevalent? I think first really is really an impetus by the companies. So cooperation partners, they want to drive the business together, or large corporate conglomerates, they have, let's say, think about a large automotive OEM, lots of daughter companies, and they want to use data together to create integrated products, find out interesting things. And it's not so easy if they're not all part of the same company, but it's a group with different daughter companies and different data consents. And they do this to gain a competitive advantage. So in this case, as you saw before, it's very interesting for a bank to have those insurance data merged, and nobody would have that in the market. And what also helps is that you have clearer legal guidelines. So GDPR has regulated clearly what is possible and what is not possible, and that helps a lot. On the other hand, you have better expertise and better tooling. So there are more data practitioners that know exactly what can be done, cannot be done, and you also have better, let's say, external experts like lawyers, and the internal compliance and IT security people are more knowledgeable. So this all helps to do this data merging. One limit is, of course, the client consent or / legitimate interest. You need to respect that, and often you're bound by an existing consent that gives you certain limitations. But why do people do it, and what's the benefit? Well, as I pointed out before, for instance, if you merged insurance data with banking data, you would find out a lot more about those insurance clients. So because you have a more rich data set, and helps to better price the risk and find out exactly who are the best clients. So the best clients that could have an easier underwriting, for instance, that means less underwriting questions, easier to buy, and you can offer better pricing to the best clients, and you can see if there are upsell or cross-sell opportunities. So if these clients buy certain products together in a bundle. And these effects can be very strong. So this is from actual case where an insurance and a bank cooperated. You see that depending on the product, conversion went up 30 to 70% because of the easier underwriting questions, and better pricing led to a lot more purchases. So I mean, if you think about a market like motor insurance, if you can offer a slightly better price and a highly sensitive, price-sensitive product, that means a lot more business. So 20 to 60% more premiums on an annual level, and even at a slightly better loss ratio. So that it's not only that you get more clients, but you get better clients. And last but not least, you see more people buying multiple products because you can target better. So significant benefits. The question is, of course, how can this be done? And there's a lot of concerns. How is this possible? Data protection isn't a very hard barrier. And actually, it can be done in Germany with GDPR. You need to just be smart about it. So what do I mean by that? First of all, you need to separate the data flows and use different teams. So meaning that you use a different tenant if it's one analytical platform, or different analytical platforms per company/party. And the data cannot be shared among those separate tenants. And then you want different teams working on the different tenants. So one on company 1, one on company 2, and then on the merged set, another team. So this could be, for instance, an auditor or a specialized data company, let's say, like us. And that helps to already solve some of the, let's say, compliance issues and data protection issues. And then really the biggest point, though, is you need to avoid dealing with your personal data. That's really the killer. So that means you need to anonymize the data at the start of the extraction. And then you hash, sort the data in that process. And then when you put together the data from both parties, you need to use a merging key. A merging key could be a birthday, city, age. And this merging key cannot be so specific that you get only one match. Then, of course, that's a problem. Then you have personal data again. That's why you have those k-anonymity tests, which these tests basically look how many single records come out of the merging. And if it's less than 5 records, it's a bit problematic. So you need to be a bit more broad. But that gets you away from personal data and solves your data privacy issues. Then last but not least, you need to make sure that this process is also supported by adequate tooling, and this tooling needs to be considered for all steps in the process. So from data extraction to transfer to storage, and the analytical platform on which you run the whole basically analysis of the data needs to have certain characteristics like enforcing access right without preventing download and so on and so forth. Here you see such a process. So you see at the top a bank and the bottom the insurance. They would extract data, they would anonymize data, they would encrypt it, and then the data would be loaded in the tenant of the bank or the insurance, and then be part of this analytical platform where you can then merge the data. And once you have the merged data, you have a third team take a look at the data, model it, and then use it for your business purposes. As I said before, you see the different steps that help to make sure you use personal data. And the other one is, of course, you have the segregation of duties here. So where people that work on the bank tenant don't work on the insurance tenant, and the merged tenant team is another third party. So in the end, what are the benefits? Well, first, better targeting. So you find new segments because of the data. You are able then to give to those new, let's say your best clients, for instance, a better price. You can differentiate price service. So let's say direct payment of claims in face of insurance, or less underwriting questions. So it's easier sell. You can find product combinations that people tend to buy. And you can also identify new product needs or specify your product. So for instance, now taking outside of banking a case, if you are an automotive OEM and one part of the company basically has those little boxes in the trucks that monitor how the truck is driving and how far it's driving, and another part of the group, another company, is actually selling the truck, It would, of course, be cool if you could look at the data of the that's being recorded in the trucks to see, okay, how far are these trucks driving, how much reach is really necessary for an electric truck, for instance. And if now these two data sets are different companies of one group, it can be highly beneficial to come together because and merge the data. You might not be able to ask for new consent to all of your trucking clients. So those are some of the benefits. Put it all together, merging of data assets, it's a difficult proposition if you look at it from first hand, but actually, we can do it and we can do it for you too. And I think that's where I would like to end the presentation. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much, Ferdinand.
Good. I strongly agree with you. There are only benefits related to merging data, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, in order to merge data, you need an identifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the most popular identifier is the email address, right? The hashed email address.
Yeah.
And this is a personal data.
Yeah.
And this is highly controversial.
Yeah.
So how do you consult your clients when it comes to hashed email address?
Well, actually, we didn't use the email address. So basically, it's nothing that both the insurance and the bank, in this case, they wouldn't have the email address. So they would use different hash keys. So basically, it would be the birth date, the age, a postal code, something like that, not an email address.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.